The government is hiding alien-human hybrids, allegedly. Former Congressman Matt Gaetz, a man who cannot go within 300 feet of a school, did an interview with Benny Johnson, who was resting soy face, and said this.
I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Matt Gaetz is definitely in his underwear for that interview. But that's not the only terrible thing from this interview.
Non-human biologics, interracial alien mating? What the F is going on?
There's human-alien hybrids. And the only thing you're concerned about is interracial? This dude wants a Fox News spot so bad, and he's probably going to get it.
Telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened, and what he wanted was a group members of Congress to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. And so that never occurred.
So we could have unveiled one of the wildest things to ever happen, and we couldn't because 12 members of Congress couldn't figure out how to use Apple Maps. AOC fake cried in front of a fence. Lindsey Graham went to Disneyland. He has no kids, and you're telling me the reason we couldn't unveil this government secret is because you idiots couldn't coordinate? You all seem to be able to coordinate a certain trip together. Just saying. Some are gonna laugh, some are gonna hate me for that one. Lindsey Graham might actually be a human hybrid though. Dude looks like he lost a fight with gravity and humidity. So with the theories there may be alien hybrids amongst us, here's my list of people who I think are human alien hybrids. Ariana Grande, because, well, look, you see it now. Zuckerberg, despite the buffering problems he had while drinking water, he puts barbecue sauce on shelves. That's not normal. Also, that one dude who said aliens were real in that Netflix documentary, that wasn't a documentary, that was a confession. And lastly, probably Shia LaBeouf. I like him, but I mean, come on. That's my list, but please let me know who else you think is secretly a human-alien hybrid in the comments, since apparently they're real now.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
We did it, sir.
just making sure you're paying attention.
Welcome to the Semi-Daily Night Show. I'm your host, Gary. Trump gave an announcement on the Iran war. The whole speech is about how they have completed what they set out to do, but also strategically not finished all of it, and need 2 or 3 more weeks to flatten the curve. I mean, replace the regime. Whoops. Heard this one before. Basically, in his speech, he just rallied Facebook boomers to be patriotic for another week, and it worked, because Pete Hegseth, who's torqued up to talk about warriors, tweeted in support of him.
So we're keeping our hand on that throttle. As long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interest of the United States.
Now, Trump never claimed he's ramping up boots on the ground, but someone bet $800,000 on a prediction market that there would be boots on the ground this year in Iran. This is the same person that bet on if the U.S. would strike Iran and was correct. And the Gulf countries are all pressuring Trump to do it, which isn't good, because one of those countries gave Trump a plane, and we know he loves gifts. Not those kinds. Well, those kinds, but you know what I mean. I didn't forget, Donica. The speech caused oil prices to go up. Jet fuel prices have went up near $200 a barrel, which is bad news for everyone other than steel beams. Only like 3 people are going to get that joke, but it made me laugh when I wrote it. And the White House is posting videos explaining why we are in Iran constantly.
All right, let's go over it again one more time.
For 47 years, Iran has been killing Americans and attacking Americans across this planet. And other presidents had an opportunity to do something about it.
That's right.
And they all warned about how Iran was dangerous, but they refused to act. And this president's not someone that's going to refuse to act.
Keep going.
He defined very clearly.
George Costanza is who agrees with you in your hypothetical. You're a dork. And we all know that your policies align more with Kramer's views. No, sorry, you're right. With all of this Epstein stuff and the cover-ups, it's probably more of Jerry Seinfeld's views. The layoff era is here. It's like a Taylor Swift tour, but it's not just project managers or social media managers involved. Oracle, the tech company ran by Larry Ellison, the guy who looks like a lizard and Joe Exotic had a baby, laid off 30,000 employees from a 6 a.m. email. Probably the first email in history that should have been a meeting. Now, the company reported a 22% revenue growth of $17 billion and is extremely profitable. So this was purely just to increase shareholder value. And they even are rumored to use an algorithmic program to inform their layoffs. We automate layoffs now. Also, this dude could buy another island? No, seriously, that lizard owns 98% of a Hawaiian island. What are you doing on that island, Larry? Because the last time someone like you had an island, it employed more kids than a Nike factory. And that's not the only tech company laying people off. Amazon laid off 16,000 people this year. All so Slim Diesel can afford more peptides and his weird looking wife. Epic Games, the people who committed war crimes by making Fortnite, laid off 1,000 people. And Meta laid off hundreds, meaning Zuckerberg gave the Zuck to shareholders as the stock prices went up. And things are going to get worse. The hiring rate is the same level of April 2020, meaning the job market is flooded with layoffs, but hiring is stalling, making this a circle back economy. As in, we're all going to be circling back on applications. Also, these lizards can get another island or bunker. And speaking of bunkers, Trump is building a bunker. The ballroom Trump has been building turns out to be a bunker as well.
Now the military is building a big complex under the ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit that was filed. But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. That's part of it. The ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military.
Did they put a giant diorama on Air Force One for him? This dude's basically a kid. Also, he just called it a shed. The $400 million ballroom that is in tribute to his old friend Jeffrey Epstein, I made that up, turns out just to be a shed for an underground bunker. The bunker was only discovered because of a lawsuit that may halt the construction of the ballroom because of the fact that it's been funded by private donors. This lawsuit exposed that it was a secret bunker. So secret, he began listing all the details of it.
And including from any other thing. The glass on the windows, you see the big windows, the glass is extremely thick. It's high-grade bulletproof glass, so all of the windows are bulletproof. I think the Times wrote, gee, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake windows. They talked about a stairway in the south. We don't have a stairway in the south.
I would say this is a security disaster, but the leader of the Department of War leaked plans to a group chat, so this is basically an improvement. The need for a new bunker is kind of being debated, as the presidential bunker was very outdated and Trump can't resist an upgrade to real estate, like he can't resist an What? Isn't that how you deliver the truth in the Epstein files, Donald? But a lot of elites are really into bunkers right now. Peter Thiel, the man who spies on all of us and has resting peptide face, is building a bunker alongside Bill Gates, the man who looks like that Apple emoji, and Zuckerberg is also building a bunker in Hawaii. Just please leave Hawaii, dude. What the f***? And now the president is building a bunker that will probably look like Goldmember's secret lair. If all the people with access to the government's secrets are building bunkers, that may mean Iran is not the only one that can be sent to the Stone Ages. So Pete, please get your hands back on that throttle. We got work to do.
So we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary to ensure the interest of the United States.